How's it going, everybody? My name's Warner Fields from Fields of Profit. Today, I'm here with my friend Paulo, who is one of our students in the FBA roadmap. He's been absolutely crushing it as well. About 10 months into his online arbitrage journey, he's already doing like $80,000 a month. So I'm super excited to have him on the channel. We'll be talking a little bit how he's been able to do it. But if you want to just kind of quickly introduce yourself, Paulo, maybe let us know a little bit about how you got into Amazon. We can just kind of roll from there.
Thanks, Warner. Great to be here. I started my journey about really a year and a half ago. I started private label. I went through that whole process. My product failed. It was horrible. And I saw videos from Warner on Instagram and I bought his course back in June of 2022. And I just jumped right into it, buying products, flipping them. And by December Q4, I really had a good hold of what I was doing. And that's the first month I did 80,000 and I've been hitting 80,000 every month since then.
That's awesome. Good stuff, man. And yeah, I think that's a really common thing. I hear a lot of people that jump in with like private label. That's the stuff that you guys probably see on Instagram where you're buying from Alibaba and like, you see this and I see this, like that hilarious guru hook that a lot of them use. Do you remember what that private label product was? Like, do you know what failed about it?
Yeah, it was a Ziploc bag organizer, bamboo. And it just became too competitive. By the time you buy it and you get to Amazon, it's like the clock is ticking. So the price went down and then it wasn't profitable. So I had to liquidate everything.
Gotcha. So you got your money out, I guess, but learned your lesson in private label. So then, yeah, kind of stepping into the arbitrage world a little bit, just buying name brand stuff, flipping it on Amazon that way. Do you know maybe one of those first couple flips and kind of how you found that item?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking for anything. Two of the items that I first found was a Dr. Scholl's shoe insert. That was great. And then the other item was a bicycle tire tube. That was my first actual item. Yeah. And that actually wasn't the best flip, but like actually doing the whole process, right? Buying it, putting the sticker on it, sending it to Amazon. That was really like first cycle of that. So that's where I learned a lot.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's awesome. It's all those like little random stuff. And I might have been on that same Dr. Scholl's listing with you. I think I know what you're talking about. So that's funny. That one was pretty good. Were you buying it for like $5 or so? Was that the item?
Yeah, it was like a 40% discount.
Yep.
And then Amazon jumped on the listing. Yep.
Awesome. That's so funny. Sweet. Yeah. So finding those first couple items, in the early days, how were you going and sourcing those first couple items? Like, what was kind of your strategy?
The strategy that worked the best in the beginning was reverse sourcing, finding those listings that you knew was online arbitrage and going backwards, right? Using cashback, things like that. That was where using SellerAmp too. That was a fantastic tool to just go through things quick and trying to find that right product, right?
That's awesome. Yeah. How long was the learning curve on that? I know a lot of beginners will hop in and, they don't find anything after their first week and they give up. Like, how long do you think it took you to feel like super confident doing that?
It took a while to really be confident, but I was putting in like 10-hour days every day for 2 to 3 weeks in the beginning. And by the second or third week, I kind of like, okay, got the hang of finding the products, right? So that's how long it took. It took literally like 80 hours of work, 80 to 100 hours of actually solid sourcing to get into it. And being in the community too, like Jimmy FBA was great because he started around the time I started and he was just posting JSON too. So It was just building those relationships.
That's awesome. Yeah, we built a fun little group in there. And last interview I did like this also mentioned Jimmy. So Jimmy's getting a bunch of shout outs. So love having Jimmy in the crew there. Yeah. So, you mentioned spending a good amount of time on the business. How much time are you spending on your business now? I know that's a big question. So, you're selling 80K a month, but if you're spending every waking hour doing it, it's not really worth it. So how much time are you dumping into it?
Right now, I just honestly, I keep looking at the app most of the time, but you know how that is. It's addicting. I spend about 6 to 10 hours a week now. I know where I can buy from, right? I've built connections with a lot of people and I can keep buying the same product over and over and get overall the same return. So that's what I've been doing recently.
That's awesome. Yeah. Being able to, front load the work and build that product catalog. And then later down the line, you're just kind of maintaining. That's kind of the best part about Amazon to me. And, you're talking a little bit before a call, just having the newborn baby, you're able to step back, kind of enjoy life with the new kid and stuff like that. Try to get some sleep with some of that free time. So are you full time on Amazon now, or are you doing this with a job on the side too?
I also have a job on the side, 40-hour week.
You're a busy man.
Father, I'm super busy. So that's the great thing about Amazon. Once you know what you're doing with it, you can throttle down a little bit your time and really put 100% effort in that time. So if 2 hours of work, you can put in 2 hours of work and really get a good return on that.
For sure.
That's the beauty of Amazon. Yeah.
Do you have any plans to go full time, or are you just going to keep it a pretty profitable side thing for now?
Yeah. Plan is early next year, be 100% Amazon. I actually replaced my income already, but unless I 2x that, I want to live off Amazon and also keep growing at the rate that I'm growing. So that's the idea.
Yeah. You also got like health insurance and all that other kind of stuff to think about that, a job does get you. And that's the stuff that a lot of, entrepreneur types won't talk about is, sure, we're making a good amount of money on Amazon, but I would love to have some good health insurance, So that's awesome. You're able to balance that. I know that's a big thing that worries a lot of people is, hey, I'm already busy. I got a job. I got a newborn kid, and you're still putting up awesome numbers on Amazon. That's awesome. So I'm curious myself, what are some of the things that you've been able to implement to save yourself a lot of that time? Do you have virtual assistants, prep centers? Like, there's got to be a lot of ways you're saving time if you're only putting 6 to 10 hours a week into it.
Yeah, that's a good question. I definitely picked up a prep center. They do a lot of the labeling for me. That saves me tons of hours, right? I don't have any VAs. What I've done is I've built systems, right? The data sheets, using inventory lab, velocity reports. I've done some extra steps that I can look at the numbers real quick. I'm like, okay, I need to buy more of this, or, the prep center is taking too long. I need to reach out to them. So I just know how long things are taking. That's a huge thing for me, is staying in stock and keeping that buy box.
For sure. Yeah, that's awesome. Glad you've been able to, put those systems in place. Like, I always get excited when I have a new excuse to like build a new Google sheet to like do some things faster. That's kind of my my jam there. Yeah. So kind of moving along in the process a little bit, you're finding those first flips. Like, do you remember, was there a point in your mind where it's like, oh, this item was significant? Like, Amazon can really be a significant source of income for me. Was there like a light bulb moment for you?
Yeah, so really that moment came to me right after Black Friday. Once the numbers, I did a lot of FBM, and once I saw the amount of volume that Amazon was giving me with my products, right? I'm like, holy, this is actually speeding up a lot faster. I need more capital. I need VAs. I need more help here, because there's a lot of money to be made, right? Amazon sells over 1 billion items a day. So if I could just get a little piece of that every day, I'm a made man.
That's awesome. Yeah, Black Friday, I guess 2 years ago at this point, was my moment where I was like, wait, I could drop like 60K here, kind of make nice little 40% ROI, 50% ROI, take advantage of the holidays. And it sounds like that was your last Black Friday there. That's super awesome. So, in those early days, finding those first couple products, going into Black Friday and being able to scale significantly, was there something that worked well for you as a small seller, or something that maybe became a trap when you became a bigger seller? You had to drop it, it was taking too much time or anything like that?
Yeah, the biggest trap that it took a while to actually recognize this was, if things are too easy to find, be careful. It's one of those things, you don't go too deep in it. If it's too easy to find and you want to buy it, fine, buy it, but make sure you can flip it quick. If you have a good prep center, you either FBM it, or you just don't go too deep. You know what I mean? You're able to get some profit. And possibly if the price tanks, you're okay, because you only had, 10 items or 20 items at most, depending on the volume, right? So if it became too easy to find, I just kind of avoid it today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome. We have like certain sales where it's just, don't source the sale, it tanks every time. Yeah, so I like that, kind of thinking about, is it too easy to find? Like, that's something I think trips up a ton of beginners is, well, I found this awesome item, but it's at retail price and it's sitting at Walmart and it's still in stock. So it's probably not going to stay profitable. What are the things you're looking for in an item that makes it harder to find? Like, what are those factors that kind of stick out to you?
One of the things that have really helped me recently is a lot of websites that you buy from, not even the big ones, right? Not even Nike, but they'll keep sending you coupons, limited time coupons specifically for you. So it's not like a welcome 15 coupon, it's like a crazy number, and it only works for you for like the next 4 or 5 days. So those have been really profitable because you can put cash back on them, right? Which is nice. But a lot of people, they don't get the same coupon at the same time. So it's only valid for you for, let's say, 5 days. You already have products on their website, you can buy them. So those products tend to be a slightly little smaller ROI, but they move and they make you money. So that's been really helpful for me.
That's awesome. Yeah. Finding those hidden coupons, using cashback, discounted gift cards, all that kind of stuff. Like you're saying, in those early days, you're probably buying products tanking. Like, what's going on here? A lot of beginners, you're watching this video, I've been buying products and they're tanking. They're probably just too easy to find. And that was kind of the lessons that both of us had to learn, in those early days. So another thing that I think is interesting to look at is, you've been doing Amazon, doing pretty well for, about a year now. Is there any like big major changes that you've noticed in Amazon? Is there anything that you've had to change about your strategy over the last year, just kind of adapting?
Yeah, there has been. I think sourcing has changed. I think reverse sourcing, in my opinion, right? Everybody's different. You got to be careful with reverse sourcing. Yeah, you can find some great products too, but some products can tank, right? Because a lot of people are doing that. And then the other thing is, violations can hurt your account. So you really got to be careful with products that you sell, the listings. Make sure the listings are good, right? If they have kind of like different sizes, or it's not super clear, if it's a 2-pack or 1-pack, right? Those violations can hurt your account health, and you don't want to be on Amazon's bad side.
Right. Yeah. You're talking a little bit about like those, account health, that kind of stuff. A big beginner concern is, IP complaints, doing arbitrage. Have you had any IP complaints, anything like that? Been able to get through that?
Yeah, I think IP complaints part of the game, right? So make sure you have an invoice or buy from a legit site. And if you can submit them, typically you can beat that IP claim. usually.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. That's just one of those things that a lot of beginners are like, I can't get ungated, or you're not allowed to do that. Those are like the most common things I see. So, hopping on here, having many people, if you're watching the channel, you're going to hear this over and over again, that you don't have to be limited by these little mental blocks that are, thrown in the way. So I've got kind of a question for you, and appreciate you hopping on here and spending some time with me. Is there anything that's holding back your Amazon business right now? You want to ask me a question about anything? Super happy to help with that.
Yeah, the biggest thing for me right now is finding the right time. So, from my current situation, being a father, right, and working, we're hiring a nanny. So I'm
Nice.
buying my time back, right? So instead of paying a VA and paying a nanny to take care of my daughter, and then I can focus on more sourcing, primarily wholesale right now, and building relationships with other sellers too. So that's been my thing primarily. And if I can ask you a question, what's been the most helpful thing for you in this Q1, Q2, now that you went through last year, tons of new sellers? What has helped you the most being able to find those profitable products?
Yeah, like you're saying, like if time is kind of the bottleneck in your business, it's hard to go like find new ideas. And so to me, that team building has been really important this year, so that I can find a strategy here, pass it off to a virtual assistant. Hey, here's a video. Here's exactly how I'm going to source using this strategy, this certain coupon, that kind of thing. And then I can pass on that knowledge to a virtual assistant, because kind of what you want to be doing eventually is being the kind of the idea guy. You go out and you're like, ooh, there's this certain loop I can take advantage of, an email code. So, hey, VA, we can get a certain code here that other people don't know about. Let's check that out. So you, in your role in the company, like you're going to want to be kind of exploring new sourcing opportunities and then passing that off to kind of your virtual assistant team, especially if, time is holding you back, like clearly doing super great sourcing on your own, putting 80K plus a month all on your own. You can definitely pass on a lot of that knowledge to a virtual assistant. You'll probably be wondering why you didn't do that sooner once you hire that virtual assistant and start getting that help.
Yeah, you're right. That's in my to-do list too, is get a VAs, not just one, right?
Yeah. Yeah. For you, I bet if you had like an admin VA to like do ungating and stranded inventory and all that kind of stuff, and then, one or two sourcers, you'd have so much more free time. And then you're going to just have more opportunity to like explore new stuff on your own, get into wholesale a little bit. Yeah. I think that's super awesome. And that's kind of even where I'm at in my business, is have the, OA team 90% automated to this point. And then now I'm focusing on a lot of wholesale and all that kind of stuff. How is the wholesale journey going for you? Where are you in that process? You've been placing POs, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I've placed recently a $40,000 PO, and I love it. I love building the relationship with people. I sometimes send them some of the sales reps some money on the side, like for them personally, like, hey, this is just for being great for me, and always responding to my emails and letting me know the shipment has gone out, just because they take the extra initiative, because a lot of these sales reps don't. So I send them a couple $100 here and there, and they always take care of me.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's what I've enjoyed about wholesale as well. Kind of you're building those connections, turn it into like a legit business, just like you can do with arbitrage, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So just to kind of wrap us up here, if you are that guy or girl sitting at home, you've done $0 in sales, $1,000 in sales, what advice would you have for that seller? What should they do to go take action today?
You have to put skin in the game. You have to buy products. If you need to take a loss to keep it moving and keep learning from it, that's part of that. And keep reaching out to people. On my IG, I've had over 10 calls in the past few weeks, just talking to other sellers. They want to know what I'm doing, but at the same time, we're just building a friendship there. So if I post something, a lot of people DM me, oh yeah, this worked for me, or this didn't work, and why, and things like that. So you're finding tons of hidden gems from people that have done it before you, right? So these relationships allow you to learn faster, kind of like a mentor in a way. So that's been incredibly helpful. So just put your story out there and network. And I think taking action as well will get you, like, you don't know where you can be in 6 months. And that happened to me. So I'm extremely grateful. And that's what I would recommend for somebody that really hasn't been selling a lot or just started.
That's awesome. Yeah. I'm always harping on that. Go make connections, go get out there. Nothing can go wrong with making connections with the right people. It's just more fun. It's not just going to make you more money. It's just more fun to have friends and share the journey with some people. And that's awesome. Really appreciate you hopping on the channel, Paulo. If they want to go connect with you, where can they go find you?
Yes, you can find me on IG, Paulo, Paulo.sells. And I'm also on Twitter with the same handle, Paulo.sells. But I'm primarily on IG, but send me a DM, we can connect, have a Zoom chat, whatever. I'm here to help other people, and I want to see you succeed. There's tons of opportunity out there, so let's make some money.
Awesome. Let's get after it. We'll drop those links down below, so go drop a follow for Paulo. If you guys did get value out of this conversation, if you guys want to add some value back to my business, hit that subscribe button down below. Really appreciate that. Let me know if you guys have questions, comments, anything like that. Always happy to answer those down below. Thanks for hopping on the channel, Paulo. Good to see you. You guys have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching the video. I will see you next time.